What is going on, fellow farmers? CJ Farms here, and today we are back with another beginner's guide tutorial right here on FS22. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, smash that like button for me, and click that bell and click also know exactly when I post new content and when I go live. And if you want to get your hands on some amazing and awesome Giantssoftware gear and help out the CJ Farms YouTube channel in the process, check out the links below with the blue diamonds beside it, guys. Go grab your Giantssoftware gear and help support CJ Farms. With that being said, let's get on with the video. What's going on, fellow farmers? CJ Farms here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the GPS/guidance steering mod that we have for FS22. Now, there's a few things we're going to have to talk about and cover on this. Now, just remember that I am by far a pro at this, and I'm just showing you what I know from personal experience from using this mod. So the first thing we need to do is we need to figure out how to get this GPS on our tractors, harvesters. Keep in mind, this GPS mod will work for any base game tractor or any mod tractor, harvester, plow, or anything that you put in the game. All right, so any tool that attaches to your behind your tractors or any headers that attach to your harvesters, the GPS mod will work. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to go into the store and we want to go up to tractors, and if we pick a tractor here, just like a random tractor, you can see here that down here in the configurations it will say GPS. In order to enable that, you need to click yes. And just keep in mind, it's going to be an additional $15,000 to put this on your tractor, all right? And let me see if this actually has the, because sometimes when you put GPS on these tractors, they'll have a little thing that pops up on the top, but this one does not. Anyway, just make sure it's set to yes, and then you want to purchase that. Also, you can also use this on any harvester. I'm using the base game harvester right here, guys, the Deuce Far top liner, as you can see. The GPS is now on that one. You can also use this on mowers as well. If you go to mowers and go to this mower here, there's the GPS right there. And you can also use it on this little mower, the push mower. So just keep that in mind that the GPS is always $15,000, but it's totally worth it because it, I think I can even use it on these mods here. Can I? Yeah, see right there, it has a GPS mod for this. So that's pretty cool. So it works for anything and everything on the game. Now, how do we activate our GPS? Now, if you'll look above my speedometer there, where those, let me get my camera around. If you'll look above the speedometer there, my speedometer, and you see those three icons, if you hit left Alt C, that's going to highlight those first two icons in that row, okay? Now, the way we pull up the in-game menu is hit left Control S. Just like this, okay? Now, in here, all right, in this spot right here, there's a few things we're going to talk about. First thing is going to be enable guidance steering. Now, that is the third icon that is not yet highlighted. You can enable it or disable it here. However, I'm going to show you how to enable it within the game itself, so just leave this to off right now. Snap terrain angle, you want this on. Pretty much what snap terrain angle does is it snaps the line to the field and allows you to drive in a straight row in which what your GPS mod is for. That's the whole purpose of the GPS mod, is so you can drive in a perfectly straight row. Okay? Offset reversal is for stuff like if you have a header or a plow or something you're pulling behind you. So you want to turn that to on. Headland management right here in headland mode. This has got two options, off and stop. So pretty much what this is for, if you have this set to off, once your harvester, tractor, whatever you're using, reaches the end of the field, it will keep going if you have it set to off right at the end of the field. But if you have this set to stop, once your harvester or whatever you're using reaches the end of the field, it will stop. Now, that all depends on the headland act distance itself. Now, this all depends on how big, how wide, and how long your field might be. This is just something you got to experiment with. I'm going to set mine to about 7 for right now. I'm going to set it to, actually, you know what? We'll leave it at 9. We'll leave it at 9. So we're going to leave that part at 9. Moving on down to show lines. You definitely want this on. This right here is your offset of lines. If you go out, oh, my bad. Let's go back into the menu. Sorry about that, guys. Left Control S for the menu. You want show lines on. Your line offset is how high or how low your line will be on the front of the tractor, okay? And we'll get into that here in just a minute. Now, down, let's see. Okay, so over to my right here where it says width increment and auto width. You want to click auto width, okay? This is going to automatically set up whatever you're using to drive a straight line, okay? Same thing down here with offset increment. You want to click invert offset and make sure that it's set to the 0.00 foot without the minus. So if you've got this right here, then change it to the other one, okay? Now, down here, the next gear down below here, this is going to be our line strategy and our line method. We want this set to AB. Now, you can set it to A plus heading, A plus direction, but we want the A plus B, okay? And you can go ahead and set an A point here if you want to, but let's do it manually. I'm going to show you how to do it manually. So with that being said, everything's set up and ready to go. Let's go ahead and exit out, and we are now going to turn the tractor on, okay? We're going to turn this on, and we're going to drive up to the edge of the field. As you guys can see, there's my line right there. There's my line. See my white line? That's okay. If you got that white line, that's perfectly okay. We're going to lower our header down. All right. Now, we want to set our A point first. Now, how do we do that? All right. If you look under my harvester, I am going to hit left. I'm going to hold down my left Alt key and hit the E key twice. The E key. E is in Edward. See my A point right there? Now, we also need to set a B point. So, without running your harvester yet, or whatever you're using, we are going to drive forward about 15 foot, okay, till you see that line behind you. You can stop about right there, and you're going to hit left Alt E again, okay? And once you hit it again, you will now have the white line as well as a blue line on each side of your vehicle. You can now back up to the edge of the field, just like this, all right? And now, if you look in the right-hand corner where those two icons are highlighted, if you notice, our actual guidance steering is not enabled yet. We're going to enable that by hitting left Alt X, and you're going to hear a sound. There it goes right there, and that white line in the middle will now turn green. Now, all you literally have to do is drop down your header or whatever you're using, turn it on, and hit cruise control, and it is now going to drive a perfectly straight line for you, just like so. Let me unlock my speed so I can go just a little bit quicker here, guys. But it's, as you guys can see, I'm not steering, I'm not guiding. This is doing it all by itself. It's driving in a perfectly straight row, as you can see. Now, once we get to the end of the field, I'll show you. There's the sound right there. And as you guys can see, my headland mode is not set at a correct distance, so I have to stop it myself. Let's go ahead and turn around. Now, when you turn around, as you guys can see, those lines are going to snap right to the direction that you want to go. Now, if you notice in the right-hand corner, your guidance steering is now turned off. So if you want this harvester to go back into that line straight from the angle that you're at, okay, if you're angled and you want to turn straight automatically, hit left Alt X again, hit cruise control, and your tractor will automatically go back to that line, just like that, okay? You see that? Now, I'm not harvesting, but as you can see, it went right back to that line just the way that I wanted it to, okay? Now, down here, I'll do the harvesting for you. I'll turn it back around and show you guys what I meant to you. There's the sound. Stop at the end. Of course, like I said, guys, you got to adjust that headland mode management distance, and that's something you have to experiment with. So we're going to go, we want the tractor to go, just say we want the harvester to go on this line right there, okay? We want it to go right there. All right, I'm gonna turn my harvester on. All right, I'm gonna hit left Alt X because every time you come off the end of the field, your guidance steering is going to disable, okay? You gotta hit left Alt X, To enable it, you're gonna go ahead and hit cruise control, and it's gonna turn itself until it gets to that line, and it's gonna drive in a perfectly straight road, just like that. Now, I'm gonna show you guys how to save these paths, how to save your guidance steering pathways to your menu, okay? So let's get to the end of the field here. Let's turn it off, and let's hit left Control S and go back in our menu. And if we go down to that other setting, over here you're gonna see name, you're gonna see save track to farm. You want this on to save it to a specific farm, okay? You can name that, you can rename this to let's say we'll just put farm 1 and then enter. Okay, now once you save it, you're gonna hit this right here, the little plus symbol. It's gonna put it up here, and you now have that saved. It is now saved, okay? Now, as you can see, your GPS is now disabled again. So every time you turn this corner to go to the next row, all right, and I'm gonna do this just in a straight line just for the sake of it. I'm gonna set right here. I'm gonna hit left Alt X. I am going to turn my harvester on, and I'm gonna hit cruise control, and it's gonna take me right over to that line. It's gonna turn back, and it's going to drive in a perfectly straight road. That is pretty much it, guys. That is how your GPS guidance steering works right there. I think it's a pretty cool mod. So that's going to do it for this tutorial, guys. Subscribe if you're new. Smash that like button for me. Click that bell and click all so you know exactly when I post new content and when I go live. Until next time, guys and girls, this is CJ Farms. And one crop at a time, we're helping America grow. I will see you all in the next video.